Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to the One Bitcoin Show. Today is January the 6th, 2019. Strong hand. Unconfiscatable. Value your wealth in Bitcoin. Offended by selling. Be a unique beast. Holder of last resort. World Reserve crypto. Be curious. Don't be angry. All right, people. I was trying to set up this microphone. I lost the program that makes it work. I have to give this microphone back anyway to Bar, who let me borrow it for the party on Thursday. And I want to talk about that in a second. So, yeah, sorry I don't have the mic tonight, guys. I messed something up on the computer, even though I have it here. I want to thank Venshin Migta. Venshin. I almost said that other word that you can't say anymore. Pound that like button. Venshin, thank you so much for the $5 super chat the other day. I didn't get to say thank you. I think it was during the party. Also, thanks to the person who sent me Monero back in September. I just realized this happened. So, yeah, I've got a lot of cryptocurrency addresses down there. You can send me crypto. You know, I accept them all. Well, a few of the top tier ones. You know what I really love? That's that real thing. You can't beat the real thing. That's Bitcoin. So Thursday's party celebrating 10 years of Bitcoin. It was the biggest party on the planet here in Tel Aviv. I just wanted to point that out. There were like 1,000 people there. Congratulations, Tel Aviv Bitcoin Embassy for putting it on. Link to below is is my show from there on Thursday, which didn't turn out too well, but also a very short clip that someone posted out on Twitter from the party that is pretty clear. That shows you how awesome it was. And here's a souvenir from the party. You're like, why do you have toilet paper? But this is the toilet paper they had at the party. It's kind of funny. They value their wealth in Bitcoin, obviously, not in fiat. I guess it's appropriate toilet paper for a 10-year Bitcoin party. Okay. What else? Yeah, one thing I described the party in detail on yesterday's show. Check out Saturday's Beyond Bitcoin show, and also check out Friday's This Week at Bitcoin show, which I will talk about in 1 second. But the funny, you're not allowed to smoke in bars in Israel, but for some reason, people were smoking in this bar for a little bit. That was a little weird. Also, they have co-ed bathrooms at this club. They've got these big stalls. The door goes down to the bottom, so you don't, if a lady's in there, you can't tell what she's doing. But then at the end, they're urinals. And like a lady can just walk in there and look at you, and you can look in the mirrors and you can see the urinals. Yeah, I didn't get the co-ed bathroom. It's a big bathroom, but hey, they do it a little differently at this club. It was a fun time though. So what else? Okay, nothing more about that party. It was a fun time. Bitcoin's got a bright future here in Tel Aviv and all over this planet. And it had to have been the biggest one on the planet. So yesterday, Friday's This Week in Bitcoin show, it started out with just Maximo and I talking about Venezuela. You guys got to check that out alone, just on its own. But then Andy Hoffman came on, and so did Murad. And that went, you guys got to see that one. I'll just leave it at that. It was an interesting This Week in Bitcoin show. So I learned from someone emailed me, someone who watches this show, informed me about something called BlueWallet.io, and I linked to it below. Everything I talk about in this video is linked to below. And Blue Wallet tweeted this out: a Lightning Network ready wallet without any configuration or node management. Yes, finally, it's here. Announcing LND hub for Blue Wallet. Okay, so it looked pretty cool. I retweeted it. Like, you can get your own Lightning wallet without running your own hub. What's up with this? What's going on? I sounded good, and I think it is good. Neural node, excuse me. But and someone on Twitter said something about it being central. I don't even know what the dude's complaint exactly was. I haven't tried it out, but the guy who was telling me about it, he's like, yes, he gave me like steps. 1, download Blue Wallet. 2, create Bitcoin and Lightning Network wallet. 3, send Bitcoin to wallet and wait for 3 confirmations. 4, transfer funds from Bitcoin to Lightning Network within the Blue Wallet. Wait for 3 confirmations. Use Lightning Network wallet. It's amazing. It doesn't provide a proof of purchase, though, only a confirmation. You can connect your node or use the default node connected to Blue Wallet. For non-technical individuals like me, it's very easy. So, okay, this guy's saying that you can you can play around with Lightning Network by doing this Blue Wallet thing. There was one complaint when I retweeted this, so you guys decide on your own there. It sounds pretty cool. All right. Remember, follow me at TechBalt, TECHBALT on Twitter, disruptmeister.com, all my old shows. Speaking of Twitter, Arjun has the following tweet out. Being deplatformed in 2019 gives you a whole new potential. Bigger, hang on one second. Okay, good. I'm just making sure everybody could hear me. I thought maybe my mic messed the microphone up. Okay, sorry. Continuing, brief intermission there. Being deplatformed in 2019 gives you a whole new potential. Gives you a whole new potentially bigger platform. See also Streisand effect. Hoping my takes are spicy enough for a ban this year. Hey man, that's a good outlook on life. Being deplatformed in 2019 gives you a whole new potentially bigger platform. So for everyone who gets deplatformed, consider it a badge of honor. You're going to get a lot of attention. Maybe you'll get people be like, oh, XYZ was deplatformed. Better check him out now. The Streisand effect. All right. So positive twist on it, something that people think is negative. But let's stay on that deplatforming subject matter. This it's been tweeted out. Coinbase deplatforms Gabe and Andrew Torba. Okay, yeah, you shouldn't. Again, that's why Coinbase isn't Bitcoin. Coinbase is a centralized bank for crypto. So yeah, they can deplatform you. They can kick you off of there whenever they want to. But Gab seems to be fine to me. They keep on posting stuff on their Twitter about Bitcoin. Here is a tweet from Gab. Unapologetic free speech maximalist. Unapologetic Bitcoin maximalist. Unapologetic freedom maximalist. But I repeat myself. Oh, Gab, you're hardcore. They also were ripping on Ripple. Pound that like button for Gab. Good luck to them. Well, here's another dude who is a little bit worried about deplatforming. Yaron Brook. I linked to a video of his, and I bring it up for a few reasons. I like some things he says, but he loves the blame. He always likes to find, well, this is this person's fault. It's their fault. He is a blamer, and I think that can slow him down. And he doesn't understand Bitcoin very much. He's like, I want a low transaction fee Bitcoin wallet. He doesn't understand that the fees are what the fees are, the miner's fees. I mean, he doesn't, and you can set your own fees, how fast you want it to go. And anyway, that's fine. So at least he mentions Bitcoin, but he is a downer though. He says the next 6 months will be bad. It has to get worse, he says. Well, clearly this guy does not know Bitcoin. Nothing has to be bad. Nothing has to get worse. Come on, your own. Be positive. Get out of that blame attitude. Learn about Bitcoin, and you'll see things in a whole new light. He said, the next 6 years will be bad. He says, next 6 years. What kind of dude? 2020 having learned about it. And he's talking about for life in general, that the next 6 years are going to be bad. Come on, man. Come on, don't be a doomer. I'm I'm getting thirsty. So what is this? T Kawamoto says, huh? Medium is now in the censorship business, suspended an account for posting a guide to using Bitcoin anonymously. A blog is literally the easiest content type to find / build alternatives for. What the F are you guys doing? So this guy got banned by what's her face? Why am I not remembering their name here? I just said their darn name. What's wrong with me? He got banned by Medium. I don't know why I couldn't say that. But dude, that made me think. Like, yeah, of course, everyone's gonna ban eventually. I mean, they can do what they're going to do. But there are crypto alternatives that we talked about before. Steemit came to mind. You know, I said to people, why do you post on something that doesn't pay you? Steemit pays you Steem, and you turn it into Bitcoin. So on that note, Breaker Magazine, who I don't agree with all the time, I always put that out there. Jeez, oh whiz, did the internet go out on me here? Hang on a second. Let me see something. Darn it. Oh, man. Sure did, didn't it? Come on. This can't be happening. Come on, man. No internet? Come on. Not my day, is it? Come on, man. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. All right. Okay, I'm trying to see what was the last thing I said. Oh, have I been live the entire time that I've been complaining? All right. Someone said they like the mic, WWF. I can pretend you hear me on the mic. I mean, but you can't because something's wrong. I messed it up. And I mean, here, I just plugged in the mic. Can you hear me? No, you can't, can you? All right. See, no, the mic, I can pretend. All right, what was the last thing I said? I was live all the effing time? Great. That's awesome. That is really awesome. You got to see me get angry there. You got to love this. The internet, something went wrong with the internet here. I don't know. Okay. So if I was live the entire time, what was the last thing I was talking about? Okay. Steemit. So there is a Breaker Magazine says that there is a group out there that wants to post September 11th related insurance claims, and they're going to say it's a conspiracy. Some hacker group. The hacker group is called the Dark Overlord, okay? And they've been kicked off of various platforms because they're going to share this hacked information that they have. But they've started a Steemit account, of all things. So there are people that say Steemit is centralized. To a certain extent, it is centralized. Will they get kicked off of Steemit also? Well, so far, they haven't been kicked off of Steemit. I linked to their Steemit below. But they went about their way. They're like, we hacked this insurance information, and now we want like $2 million worth of Bitcoin. They wanted a ransom. But now they're doing something a little different. They're like, they're having levels of contribution. Once we get this much Bitcoin, we'll reveal this information. Now, personally, and so they're trying to say they know about some 9/11 conspiracy, okay? Everything is posted on their Steemit. A lot of it doesn't even have to do with September 11th or anything like that. But what they're doing, I find to be disgusting. But that's the beauty of Bitcoin. what I find totally offensive, I can't stop them from using Bitcoin to fund themselves. And they can't stop me from, funding myself with Bitcoin. So that is something, to point out with Bitcoin. What's going to happen to them on Steemit, I have no idea. But if you want to see what these guys are doing, I mean, they're going to bring some notoriety. If they actually have real information, I guess they're going to bring some notoriety to Steemit. But it's a use case for Bitcoin. They have there. We hack some insurance information. If you want to see it, keep on giving us Bitcoin, and we'll reveal certain parts of it on Steemit, and at the same time reveal other things on Steemit, apparently. Whatever, dudes. Go have fun with your conspiracies, but it's bringing some notoriety to Steemit, apparently. So, yeah, I won. I ran at the party, at the Tel Aviv Bitcoin party. I ran into the guy who I said got into Bitcoin in February of 2010. And while speaking to him, I realized he actually got into Bitcoin in February of 2009 when he was in high school. Pound that like button for that dude. And he didn't end up with any Bitcoin from then. And so, again, he wanted me to point out that for all those people say they missed out, he really missed out. But no, it is still really early. And here's a tweet that reminds us. When I started doing Bitcoin stuff in 2011, it seemed that it had existed for a good while already. Now it seems I was pretty early. However, I would like to emphasize that 5 to 10 years from now, everyone who started in the first 10 years will be considered early adopters. Bitcoin. All right. So again, I want to go back to the February 2009 guy. Yes, I have never met anyone that got into Bitcoin as early as that in person. Never. I mean, obviously, I've heard about, I guess, legendary people, but this dude says he was a student at a prestigious boarding school in the United States, and I guess he was 16 or 17 years old, and he was interested in math, and he found out about Bitcoin in February of 2009, a month after Bitcoin was born, and he thought that maybe he mined some. It got a little confusing after that. But hey, you meet all sorts of people. And I told him again, have no regrets. It's still early, man. It's still early. You can still get them for cheap. Obviously, back then, they were worthless. You could just mine them easily, and people would give them out and stuff. People on the mailing list that he was on, apparently. So what is this? $400 trillion time bomb. $400 pension. Bleh. Pension time bomb, $400 trillion by 2050. All right, what is here? The pension time bomb, $400 trillion by 2050. Yeah, guys, if you're relying on a pension, you're not going to get it. Worldwide, Western countries, there's some charts here. And someone asked me, well, what happens when this goes off, when everyone can't get their pension? Well, it's going to be a gradual thing. People are going to realize that they're not getting their money. So there's not going to be like an immediate rush into Bitcoin or something like that. But we all know the numbers. We know it's not sustainable. We know people who are relying on government benefits aren't going to get what they think they're going to get. It's going to be inflated away. Or if you're holding on the cash, your cash is going to be worth a lot less to help make these people who are getting pensions think they're actually getting what they thought they were going to get. But it won't be worth as much. The point is of all this, we know it's unsustainable. You can cry about it, you can scream about it, you can say woe is me, or you can get into Bitcoin right now. And again, it's funny. The first reply under this thread, it said the following: capitalism is totally outdated and needs to be replaced as a matter of urgency. Otherwise, there is clearly going to be an appalling increase in the amount of global poverty and deprivation. Okay, you virtue signaler, you crybaby. Yeah, capitalism is the problem, sure. So you can have your socialist dream, dude. You get I will opt into Bitcoin, and you can scream about socialism. But good luck to you. That's why there's a pension time bomb because of capitalism. But I mean, it's no point worrying about it. I'm pointing out that the first reply to that was that about capitalism's horrible. That when you warn people about a pension time bomb, that don't rely on your pensions in the future, people. The first thing someone says is capitalism is horrible. The first thing that should be posted there is get into Bitcoin now. Pound that like button. So again, I get a lot of, when I'm watching YouTube, sometimes I notice the advertisements that pop up there before the video. And obviously, since I do a lot of crypto research on this computer, Bitcoin research on this computer, excuse me, I don't like saying the term crypto anymore, because Bitcoin is above all cryptos or altcoins. There's an advertisement for ecomi.com, secure wallet. I've never heard of this thing before. It looks like it's a physical wallet of some sort. I didn't pay that much attention. I went to ecomi.com, ecomi.com, and they talk about their secure wallet, but they're also talking about collectibles. And what do I want my wallet company to be making collectibles also? Crypto collectible? I don't know. The advertisements seem kind of shady. I never heard of it before. I didn't get a good vibe. Have you seen this, people? Tell me in the notes section, in the comment section below. Note section below is what I control. That's where everything's linked to there. Comment section below, that's all about you dudes. All right. Moving on. I'm frustrated with this microphone. I can't believe I lost the freaking program that made it work on here. I can't find the program. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. It really is. And by the way, people, I think the Ravens game is over there. I have no idea if the Ravens won or lost or anything like that. No idea at all, baby. That's how you quit the NFL. All right. I talked about that on Saturday's show. Yes, I am from Baltimore, but I'm in Tel Aviv right now. Oh, another thing. Oh, whoa. I just jumped over. Whew. Also linked to below, it's the cover of the 2019 January 3rd edition of the Times, and it looks different than the 2009 version, but hilariously enough, if you go to this thread that I linked to, well, the 2019 version actually talks about debt on the front, which is kind of ironic because Bitcoin, Bitcoin is not a debt-based system, to say the least. And it's funny that the Times is talking about debt on the cover 10 years after Bitcoin was born and used the cover's famous words. But there's an article in the back of this paper that talks about Bitcoin, actually. And yeah, that's pretty awesome. A lot can change in 10 years, man. They're talking about Bitcoin now. Bitcoin was talking about them on that day in January 3rd, but now they're talking about Bitcoin in the back. Whale Panda made a comment about that. He says it's also surprising that newspapers still exist. Yeah, I agree with that one. That's pretty interesting also. You'd think that you still buy a newspaper? Yeah, they're still out there apparently. Physical newspapers still exist. I guess they'll still exist. I mean, you can still get in a horse and buggy in some places. I mean, like at amusement parks. So yeah, there's always a use case for things that are outdated. They have an entertainment value, a collectible type of value to them. I was informed by a person who's been on this. Well, I'll leave this person. Someone from Australia sent me, a great person from Australia sent me information about edcon.io, which is in April in Sydney. And it's a huge Ethereum event. Now, okay, I'm no Ethereum fan, but I got to say, Sydney cryptocurrency community, if you've got like one of the biggest Ethereum events in the world coming to your community, good for you. Good for Australia. I like seeing cryptocurrency, I mean, I like seeing Bitcoin spread all over the world. So obviously Bitcoin's big there too, if they're having a big Ethereum event there in April. So yeah, shout outs to those people. edcon.io in Sydney, Australia in April. And yeah, they must have a huge community down there if they have a successful or a well-organized community. I haven't been to Sydney since 2015. I've been to, obviously I was in Australia last year, but a very strong crypto community down there. And yeah, I've had guests from Sydney. Haas is from Sydney. He's a Bitcoin guy. Safe Dean. I can't pronounce your name, dude. That's a dude I ran into in Calgary when we were speaking at the Bitcoin Rodeo. He was the only other dude in the weight room when I was in there. The only other guy working out. I mean, again, it was a random time I walked in there. But so he says, if Bitcoin continues operating for the next 30 years exactly as predictably as it has for the last 10, we'll only have 20% more Bitcoin in existence. Nobody has a clue how much more of government currencies there will be, but it'll be much more than today for those that survive. Yeah, very good point. We know how much more Bitcoin we're going to have in 20 years or in 30 years or whatever, but we have no idea how much more of the dollar will be printed by then. Very good point. We're nearing the end of the show here. What's this? Coincash.net, Bitcoin anonymity guide for 2019. How to use Bitcoin like a straight up G. Okay, I linked to that below. I didn't have time to read it. Someone pointed out that Google is 21 years old now. Wow. Imagine what Bitcoin will be like when it's 21 in, what's that? In 2030, it'll be 21. What a world we'll be living in then. Wow. Because Google has become tremendous in the last 20. I mean, it is dominating the internet. I mean, obviously 21 years ago, what was that, 1998? It was just a speck of dust. Yahoo was bigger than it at first, right? So one has to imagine how big Bitcoin is going to be when it's 21 years old. Interesting way of looking at it. Here is a tweet from Eric D. Herrera. If you believe in Bitcoin, or anything for that matter, is destined to become a new form of money, it will be silly to believe that process won't be slow, arduous, and messy. Social systems change at the speed of humans. Well, I will say this. People that have a strong hand, defer gratification, it is going to be messy. And I guess relatively slow. I have said this before. When we look back on it, we'll be like, oh, that was pretty fast. Those 10 years went by so fast. It's grown so fast. It's grown so much over these last 10 years. But it's going to be messy. It is going to be messy. And it's going to be a wild roller coaster. So, yeah. If you believe it's destined to become a new form of money, then be prepared. Be prepared for it to be messy. This is going to be easy. But for me, it's fun. For me, it's an adventure. I think it's an adventure. You know, it's like staying on that wild bull. You know, you ride the bull, the rodeo bull. You know, you don't want to get tossed off. It's fun. And yeah, I got a strong hand. I'm holding on tight to this freaking bull. I'm not getting tight. I'm not getting tossed off of this thing. And all of you can do the same. All of you can have just as strong of a hand. This is not as if you've got a strong enough hand, you will stay on this bull no matter what. All right. Bull Bitcoin, Francis Pulio. Just, hey, giving you a shout out, man. I'm talking about bulls and Bitcoin. What's this? Aaron Von Weirdum. Final point of the day here. Yeah, I'm still frustrated that I thought the internet went off of me. I'm never gonna watch this video again. Who cares? Hey, if you guys said I didn't get if you guys said I didn't get kicked off, I didn't get kicked off, I guess. Man, the proof of this is Aaron Von Weirdum. Finally, Proof of Keys initiative actually just taught exchanges how big of a fraction they must keep in reserve to be on the safe side. For now, Yeah, for now that's the lesson, but maybe next year a lot of people are actually going to pull out their Bitcoin, and what they thought they needed to have on there based on this year won't be enough, and bam, they'll be called out. All right, pound that like button, bang that bell button, click on the squares, and go to disruptmeister.com, techbalt.com. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Adam Meister, the Bitcoin Meister, Disrupt Meister. I am out of here. Thanks for watching today during all these weird technical issues I had. Bye-bye.